Sweetie, can you open the jar of pickles for me?
Yeah, give me a sec. Just give me a minute.
Babe, the top's not really tight. Can you please open the jar of pickles?
I said, give me a minute. I'm in the middle of a hand right now. Just give me a second. I got you.
So you telling me you can't take 5 seconds from playing your stupid ass game to open up a jar of pickles?
I said I'm in the middle of a hand, but I got you. Just give me a minute.
It literally takes 5 seconds.
Welcome, everyone, back to another edition of Curiosities. And today I'm going to be interviewing someone who's a close friend of mine. I consider him a brother, in fact. He's a writer, director, filmmaker of all sorts. This man has got so many tools in his toolbox, as they say. And I'm really looking forward to interviewing my good friend, Mr. Abdul Sesay.
Hey, what's up?
Abdul, what up for Abdul? Mr. Abdul, you were here in Maryland. That's where I got to know you. You helped me co-direct my second film. My third film, The Implant.
Right.
And I remember distinctly thinking, this is a man who, I think he had feet surgery or something.
Yeah. No, even prior to that, I had a bunion, right? And when people hear bunions, right, people think that it's like this huge corn or something, but it's something on like your you probably can't see it, but it's like on your big toe, and it's this bone that's connected from your foot to your toe, and what was happening was it would swell, and it's because that bone is protruding outward, and so it's pretty much it's like disjointed, and so the pain it permeates throughout your whole foot, and so it was so bad that when I was putting on shoes or whatever the case may be, it would take me out for like a couple of weeks before I could even do anything. So I had to be on like a lot of medicine and everything just to fight through it. Yeah, it was very painful.
So just for those that are watching, I mean, I didn't really know Abdul at that time so well. I just knew that he wanted to be part of the film project. And when I realized the man could barely stand up, let alone walk. I mean, I know you were suffering, brother. I mean, you earned my respect from here to the moon, bro, for that. Because I mean,
I remember I had to take off my shoes and everything on set, bro. I had to take off my shoes just because it was so much pain. Yeah.
I mean, you really wanted to be part of the process, and I really appreciated that. And it came out to be a really good film.
Yeah, you did a phenomenal job of writing it and directing it. Yeah.
So Here we are in Maryland, and I thought, me and Abdul were going to make thousands of films together, but I was already planning out.
It's not too late, bro. It's not too late, man.
I was planning all this out, and then he comes and tells me 6 months later, "Yeah, I'm moving to LA." I'm like, where'd that come from?
Right.
But hey, I'm glad and I'm happy that you went out there to California. You're chasing your dream. I mean, I got nothing but love and respect for you. Tell me, how's that transition been like in Los Angeles? Has it been what you expected it to be?
Yeah. I mean, it's cool, man. Going to a lot of industry mixers, meeting a lot of different like DPs, writers, producers. It's just one of those things where it's just you have to not fight, but you have to just keep on moving so you can find your tribe. You know what I'm saying? So like similar to like how I found my tribe in Maryland with you and of course my man Darren and people like Erica Rusiafi and all these other people. Like I just kept on moving until you found your tribe where you could start putting work together, things of that sort. Yeah. But
so I imagine you've acclimated by now, and you probably have already started to either you joined a tribe or you're starting to collect the people for your new tribe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So before you left, though, we worked on a project. I think I did sound for you partially. I think there were a couple of sound people.
Not only that, but you were the first AD.
That's our first AD. That's right.
Yeah.
And
the great first AD. First AD.
Oh, I'm
seriously.
Be modest, please.
No. I'm serious. You kept it moving. You're like, hey, Abdul, are you ready?
It's funny. It's so funny because I was talking to my wife about this actually on the way home from, we were doing some stuff earlier, and I said to her, I got a shoot coming up in August,
Right.
And some of the crew members were like, and mentioned it to me last time because they really like it when they work with me, because it's always like, if I say we're gonna be done by 3-4 o'clock, they can plan out something for dinner, you know.
Right.
And I said, because I've been on sets where guys, it doesn't always work out that way. And I remember there was, I think, a time or two when things didn't work out and we had to stay later.
Right.
And I think Pushover was one of those, because we had an issue with the Airbnb, I think.
Right.
And anyway, not to get into details about that, but the point is that one of the things I always liked about you was always that you're very, very organized. And with this particular project, the one I'm referring to is the Pushover, which brings us to today. The Pushover. Talk to me about this film. You're going to be red carpet treatment here in Greenbelt, I believe, Greenbelt, Maryland, in August. Speaking of August, tell us about that. Tell us about what you're planning.
Okay, so we're going to be premiering the Pushover. It's going to be on Saturday, August 10th, and it's going to be from 12 to 3:30 p.m. So the thing is, we had we had a screening in LA, and basically, if you go to like my Instagram page, which is SA_LOAN Pro, you'll see some of the clips and like the BTS from the actual screening, and it was a great time. And we're just bringing that same experience back to the DMV, my home, our home, and we just want to make sure that we bring that same love and the same kind of effect at that particular at this particular location. I'm excited, and it's very important to me, because it's like everyone that started, you know, as far as like the actors, the cast, the crew, you know, it's imperative for me to have them to be able to bask in their own glory and see like the great work that they've all done. And so for me, it was imperative to have a screening for them before we get in on streaming services. Yeah,
right on.
And then just to let people know what the Pushover is about. I
was gonna say, could you give us like a quick synopsis of what the story is?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Pushover is about a guy named Mike who just got out of a turbulent relationship, and his friends, they hold an intervention in hopes of preventing women from walking all over him. It's essentially about like preventing him from being a doormat in the future. And so, yeah, that's what it's pretty much about. But it's a narrative / documentary, and it's really about setting boundaries within relationships in the very beginning of a relationship, to set your boundaries, because when you're in the like phase, or, you know, the strong like phase, that is the time to really take initiation and you know, set your boundaries. So that's what it's about.
You know, and incidentally, the one who plays Mike is an actor director himself named Alvin Gray.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Alvin Gray has done a couple of films.
He's killing it.
He's being you know, talked up by Charlemagne the God and all these other people.
Yeah.
He's getting interviewed by the Guardian in the UK. I mean, he's Yahoo News. I mean, God, this guy, he's gone viral. He's gone viral.
Yeah, he's everywhere. Very, very talented, very hardworking. I mean, because you know, he's writing, directing, he's producing, he's you know, promoting, he's editing. You know, he's doing a lot of things that a lot of people wouldn't be able to do on their own. You know.
Oh boy. Don't you love it when they call in the middle of an interview? I'm constantly dealing with text messages and FaceTiming. I'm like, look, not now. But
right.
But anyway, Abdul, I mean, yes, you have some people that are in this production of the Pushover.
Right.
We've already talked about Alvin. Can you talk about the comedian?
Desi Alexander.
Desi Alexander.
Yes.
This is another guy that's just like blowing up, man.
Yeah. So
how did you find these guys? You got them like way before they hit it, man. Like
right.
I said, fuck. I looked through my daughter's phone. She's 10 years old. I said, she fell asleep. I said, give me this goddamn phone. I started looking through the internet. First thing I looked through, she had 3 top searches on the internet. You know what I'm saying? The first top search was how to make slime. I don't know why the fuck she want to make slime all the time. Some of y'all parents know the kids, they be using up all the fucking detergent in the house.
All right. So in terms of Desi, I met Desi. Okay, so I've seen Desi in a couple of Alvin's projects, right? He
Mhm.
was in the like one of the opening scenes in Sweet Dreams, which is a film that Alvin produced and directed and wrote. I was at the screening, so I went to Alvin's screening. It was at it's called the Senator, I believe.
Yeah, the Senators, yeah, one of the classic
Yeah,
theaters
movie
here.
theaters. Yeah. So when I only went there because Alvin and we worked with a lady called Kelsey Delamar, and she was in my very first film, my short film, which was called A Good Night's Rest. So she was having the screening, so I was going out there just to support her. You know what I'm saying? And so while I was there, of course, it's his project, so I went there to meet up with her. I wanted to support her, but when he was there, I was like, oh, let me just talk to him, whatever the case may be. So I introduced myself. Long story short, so I saw Desi there, or whatever the case may be. I didn't speak to him or anything, but he was there, and that's how I had my first introduction as far as with Alvin. So moving forward, I started talking to Alvin, whatever the case may be. And from there, Darren and I, we worked on his series called Risky Business. And so what we did was we directed the second scene. I mean, not the second scene, but the second episode. But what we did was we did the second half of it, really. So we did the second half of the actual, because it wasn't finished. So we did the second half of it to make sure that it was complete. And then from there, Alvin and I just stayed in touch, whatever the case may be. And as far as Desi, how I met Desi was he was performing. And this is the thing, like I already knew that I wanted Alvin to play the role of Mike. So my whole thing was like, okay, who could be a Tyreek, the character that Desi plays? And I was like, well, I need somebody that has good comedic timing, but also can come off across like very like stern and really just on cue with his beliefs, right? So what I did was I heard that he was performing in Arlington, Virginia, and so I was like, I told wife, I was like, hey, you got to go out there and meet him. We got to meet him and introduce ourselves because I need him in this film. So we went out there. He killed it. He killed it on stage, and then from there, we just waited until the lines died down and everything as far as when he was selling his merch after the actual performance. We were just like the last ones just to make sure that, I didn't want to get in his way. Like, hey, can I, you don't talk to somebody like, when they're trying to get their merch
You
off.
want to pitch while they're actually working.
Yeah,
business.
Exactly. So once it cleared up and everything, I introduced myself. He gave me his contact information. And then from there, we just started developing, some communication. I sent him the script, and then he was like, "Yeah, I like it." He said, "I'm on. I mean, I'm on board." You know what I'm saying? And that's how I got Desi. Yeah,
I really think Desi is one of those character actors. I mean, he just fit right into that character so well.
Did. Yeah,
and I remember being on set, and he was just like playing this, and every time he delivered the line, no matter how many times I heard it, it was still funny. This guy,
right. Yeah, he's
a funny guy. He's a real funny guy.
He really is. But it's so funny because he's very serious though. Like he's not like a goofball, whatever.
No, he's not like a Jim Carrey where he makes his faces or anything like that. He delivers it serious, but it's not serious. You start cracking up. Anyway,
right? I was referring to like out of character, like when we're talking about just him as a person.
Oh, just as a regular person.
Yeah. He's just kind of like straight focused, like, all right, you want to do? Oh, we gotta do that. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like he's
all business, man. He's
all business. He's not sounding like a bunch of side jokes and all that stuff. Yeah, it's pretty serious. Yeah.
So let's move on for a second. Let's talk about your experiences out in Los Angeles. Talk a little bit about that. Have you met anybody with? Have you been in contact with people that are in that sphere of big stars or anything like that?
Yeah. I've met a lot of people. I've met producers. I've met a lot of people, but it's just one of scenario and actors. I mean, I got contacts for a lot of actors and stuff like that. But this is the thing. It's like what people, a lot of people some people may believe that, just because you have this particular contact, that all of a sudden these people are going to want to work with you, but it's not that case. It's one of those situations where you have to create value in their eyes, right? So my whole thing is just like, in order for me to work with certain people, I have to create value in their eyes. So in order for me to do that, I have to build myself up so they're gonna be like, oh, okay, I want to work with him because he's going to add to what I already have. So that's really what it really boils down to. So that's what we're doing with these projects, building value.
I see that. So it's kind of like you're growing your stock value.
Exactly. You know.
So maybe Spielberg is watching what you're doing, but he's like, he's not ready to commit to you just yet, right?
Yeah, Spielberg's just like, man.
He's watching. He's just like, okay, I'm just gonna check him out.
Spielberg's like, he's close.
He's taking my notes. I'm gonna take some notes on this guy. That's great. Has your family adjusted?
Yeah, they've adjusted. The kids, you know how it goes. Kids, meeting new friends and all that other stuff. But yeah, and wifey, because she has family out here in California. Even though we're quite a distance from most of our family, we're still in driving range. So yeah, it's cool. Everyone's doing well though. Thank you for asking.
You're still outside of Beverly Hills. You're not quite in Beverly
Hills.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Not that. Yeah, we're not on Melrose, Beverly Hills, none of those.
You'll get there eventually, man. You'll get there. Hopefully, you'll still remember me when you get there.
Oh, of course. Oh my God, of course. You can come over anytime. You and wife, you can come anytime.
Thank you, my brother.
No
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. I'm gonna hold you to that. Man. When you have that barbecue with Spielberg, man, you gotta invite me, bro.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be like, hey, I need a +2. You know?
Everyone, Abdul Sesay. Now, this is the part where we close for the free version, if you will, the YouTube version. And then we're going to continue the conversation, the extended conversation for our Patreons. Is that all right?
That sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up. A warm applause for my good friend, Mr. Abdul Sesay. Good luck to you with your pushover. I will be there in Greenbelt on August. What was it again? August 10th.
August 10th, yeah.
Saturday, August 10th. What time?
It's at 12 to 3:30 at the Greenbelt Cinema in Greenbelt, Maryland. And also, like, you can go to salonfilms.com, and that's spelled SALOAN films.com, and that's where you can not only see the 2 trailers, but you can also see the bios for all the actors. You can also see where you can purchase tickets, the venue, and not only that, but once you click on to purchase the tickets, what's going to happen is it will give you options where you can pre-order food, which is made by Dexter's French Quarters, which is New Orleans cuisine, and they have like crab cake sandwiches. They have party wings. He has a award-winning mac and cheese, 2-time award-winning mac and cheese as a side that's included, as well as salad. So you can get that pre-order. If not, you just have to get like whatever they have at the establishment, which is probably like popcorn, which is popcorn, beer and wine.
I was gonna say this is not your typical popcorn or hot dog or nachos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
a little more gourmet, I would say.
Exactly. And then of course we have and those will be add-ons to the tickets. There'll be add-ons to the tickets. And in terms of like, the red carpet experience, we'll have photographers, we'll have a red carpet correspondent, and videographers. So it's going to be a great experience, dress to the nines and have a good time.
New Kingdom Radio Theater.